July the 19th, 1902. No rest since I bought the place. John Rudd, splendid man. On his advice, shall restock the home farm dairy herd. House beginning to look habitable. But Lord, how many people in this little valley. Must get to know them all and soon. Today, 4 weeks, the coronation. Doubt if I shall have time to celebrate. Oh. Ooh.
You see, it's still tender.
You have strong fingers, Doctor.
Ah, it's healed clean. That's the main thing. You have a piece of metal close to the nerve. You may have to live with that.
Well, there are worse things.
Uh-huh. Let me see you walk. Ah, Eve Morgan is still busy out there.
Yes, there's a lot to be done.
Morning, Miss Derwent.
Morning. How's work going?
Oh, splendid. The last of the dry rot's gone.
Oh, good.
And how are you getting along, Miss Derwent?
Oh, busy.
Ah, yes. We've seen a lot of you about you lately.
Just helping Mr. Craddock.
Yeah, of course.
Been neighbourly to a newcomer.
Oh, yes.
Well, Mother been busy with housework.
Oh, I'm sure she is. Oh, very nice of you to give so much of your time to Mr. Craddock. Eh?
Oh, you done them banisters beautiful. You can't tell old from new. Oh, it's so good to see the house alive again with Horace in the garden. Where's Ada?
Oh, Mrs. Hancock's in the kitchen.
Oh, I want a word with her. Oh, I saw Dr. O'Keefe's trap outside. I suppose he's with Mr. Craddock.
He's still in there.
Oh.
I'll give you regular exercise. The moderation for the time being. I'll look in again in a fortnight, just to keep an eye on things.
Thank you, Doctor. Would you care for a drink?
Oh, that's kind of you.
I have Irish.
Ah, speaks well for your taste, Mr. Craddock.
There.
Ah, thank you. Oh, the last time I saw this room, it was a shambles.
At the auction?
Ah, certainly taking shape again.
I have Miss Derwent helping me.
Miss Claire Derwent.
Yes. John Rudd and I are no good at that sort of thing.
Do you mind?
No, please do.
Well, what are you gaping at? These?
No.
How did my hands shake when I was examining you?
They were perfectly still.
Ah, that's all that need concern you then.
I assure you.
Ah, don't look so embarrassed, Mr. Craddock. I'm not a sick man. I haven't got palsy. You're quite safe in my hands.
I have every confidence.
It would be just the same if you hadn't. There isn't another Sawbones here within 5 miles. And now, since you know, I needn't be shy, yeah? Whiskey O'Keefe. You'll hear it from others. You might as well hear it from me. I must have stirred them, you. Don't they teach you manners in London? I apologize for the glass.
Dr. O'Keefe got... Oh, good morning, Doctor.
I've just been making the acquaintance of our new squire, I suppose we must call him. Or rather, he's been making mine. He doesn't look too pleased. Good morning, Mr. Squire.
Morning, Doctor.
He'll break his neck driving that trap.
Oh, not Dr. O'Keefe. He thrives on the stuff.
I said nothing to offend him.
It'd just be his miserable time of day. In a few hours, with a drink or two, he'll be his mellow self.
Ah. You won't forget to do the bedroom window next.
No, Mr. Craddock.
And after that, you can make a start on the new bathroom.
Bathroom? Oh, what next? The valley's prophesying you'll catch your death of pneumonia.
I got the material for the new curtains, Mr.
Good,
Craddock.
come on in.
That sample was a bit small to go by, but I hope you like it.
That Dr. O'Keefe's a rum one. Rum's the worst.
I think him a nice man.
He's sodden with liquor.
He'll be lonely, that's all.
Well, there are lots of lonely men that don't all become drunkards.
Oh, he were a very different man, till his wife died of consumption.
Oh, I see.
Well, do you like it?
Yes.
You haven't even looked. Let me put it up in the proper place. Can I use that ladder?
Of course.
Mr. Craddock, if it's not been impertinent,
Of course not.
well, this screen, I've been meaning to talk to you about it ever since you bought it at auction. It just don't go with this room,
Well,
that's all.
I dare say, only it's not going to stay there. Is this all right?
Oh, thank you. Now, if you could hold bottom of it, because it is a bit heavy. There we are.
Is that better?
Thank you. Well,
I like it. And truly, I do.
I must count how many loops we need for the curtain hooks.
I say, it's awfully good of you to help me like this.
Oh, Rose would have come too, but she'd be a bit busy at the stables. I think if I get 12 each side, that should...
Whoop.
Oh,
Steady.
I'll get Agnes to make 'em up. And then I'll be no more bother to you.
Bother me? Good Lord, you're not going to desert me, are you?
Well, I just don't like to...
What don't you like?
Take up all your time with my chatter.
Very enjoyable and helpful chatter, Miss Derwent, and I do need help settling in.
Well, anything I can do, of course, but I do have some work to do at home, so I think I ought to be going.
Well, 5 minutes won't be fatal. Come on, sit down. Yeah, that's better. Now, what you were telling me about Dr. O'Keefe, I thought that's just the sort of thing I ought to know about.
Oh, Mr. Rudd could tell you everything.
Well, the more the merrier. You've grown up here. I expect you and your family know more about the local folk than even he does.
Oh, only trivial things.
For instance, Mr. Rudd tells me that I ought to pay my respects to Lord Gilroy.
Oh, yes.
Huh, that seems a bit feudal. Do you all feel like that?
Oh, yes. He's above us all, isn't he?
I see. Well, I must do some homework, take some lessons. John Rudd is headmaster and you as visiting tutor. No, seriously, I do want to become one of you. I know it takes years, but... Well, how should I start?
Oh, I don't know.
Suppose you were me. What would you do?
Well,
Come on. Whatever comes into your head, tell me.
well, Mr. Craddock. Well, if it ain't been too forward,
Of course not.
well, I'll tell you one thing I'd do.
A party?
A supper and dance at the hall to celebrate the coronation of His Majesty King Edward VII. All the tenants, all the estate workers, and their families to be invited.
These timbers will need renewing.
She said it would be...
Claire Derwent.
Yes.
Yes.
She said it would help me to get to know them.
That girl is out to get you.
Rubbish.
Not that I blame her, mind. She's very pretty. She's had good schooling. Why shouldn't she aim high?
She wanted to stop coming. It was me who persuaded her to continue.
Oh, they're damn clever, these women.
She's being a tremendous help.
Well, I grant you that.
My God, I'm beginning to realize what country scandal is.
Your private life ended when you came here, Paul.
I have absolutely no intention whatever of getting married. Married? Not yet.
You'll have to one day. Squire needs a wife.
I'll think of that when I'm settled. But, John, what about the idea? The party, eh?
Costs money.
Worth it, surely.
Either you nurse your estate and nurse your finances, or give up now.
I need their goodwill.
You want to buy it?
No.
Well, they might think so. They might think they're being patronized. They won't like that.
Steady now. Right, just over by you. There we are.
Thank you, Mr. Hancock. That's the last time. I'm a gardener, Mr. Morgan, not a carpenter's mate.
Well, perhaps I'll do you a favour one day, Mr. Hancock.
Speaking of favours,
Yes?
vegetable gardens will be coming up nice again.
Oh, yes.
Nothing to spare, Mr. Morgan.
Like the old days.
Bargain prices, finest produce.
Now, that's a nice return to Mr. Craddock for giving you back your job.
Oh, what the gentry don't miss, they don't mourn, Mr. Morgan. Old Squire put us all off when it suited him. So with this townie. Not he'll ever make a squire.
Hey, what is this? Horace Hancock has turned radical.
Don't he call me a radical, Mr. Morgan. I'm a patriotic Englishman. I'm respected. Miss Derwent would have recommended me else.
There's only two reasons she recommended you, Mr. Hancock. The first is, though you've got sticky fingers, you also got green fingers. And the second is you're a wife. Your age is worth a weight in gold. And that's saying something.
Dearie me. I told Horace to put thingy ladder out of the way.
That's all right, Mrs. Hancock.
I took a blanket off your bed. Hope it's not too cold now.
No, it's just right.
I knew there'd be a red draft in that room till he puts in a new window frame. And it would take a nasty cold in the summer.
Oh, don't worry about me, Mrs. Hancock.
What about this mucky old thing?
Oh, leave that where it is.
You said 'twa'n't going to be here long, sir.
No, I hope not.
I sir, I calls it. I'll tell Horace to put it in the attic.
Just leave it where it is.
Attic's not damp, sir.
I want it here, Mrs. Hancock. I'm giving it away soon.
Who to, sir? Oh, sorry.
Is your master in?
Yes, my lord.
My lord, oh my goodness.
I'm Craddock.
Ah, Gilroy.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Won't you come on in? It's awfully good of you to...
I was riding this way.
Well, it's nearly lunchtime. Why don't you join me?
Can't stay. I thought I'd have a look at you.
That's all right, Mrs. Hancock.
Yes, sir, my lord.
I must apologize. I've been meaning to call on you for some time.
Yes.
Only I've been rather busy. Would you care for a drink, Lord Gilroy?
Thank you. Malt. No water. I looked in to see if you wanted any help. Advice.
Thank you.
Busy, you say?
Well, I've got a derelict house to restore, and the estate's in a bad way.
Well, Rudd's a good man. Leave it to him.
Oh, I do. But there are things that...
You pay bodies to work for you. Let them. Better things for you to do. Officers for the volunteers. That sort of thing.
Well, I'm Crocs, I'm afraid. South Africa. Yeomanry.
Yes. Well, there are other things. County committees, the bench.
Well, I'll do all I can, but I've got so many plans for the estate.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, some of the cottages are running with damp.
Oh, picturesque, though, don't you think?
Health must come first. And I would like everyone to have good, clean drinking water on tap.
Commendable.
It'll all cost money.
Indeed it will. You are a landowner.
Yes, exactly.
If one starts, we all have to pay in the end.
But you see...
We all want improvements. Matter of judgment, experience. Bad for a new man to rush in.
All I want...
Presumptuous. It won't make you any friends. You're a young man. Learn your responsibilities. Learn...
I'm only too willing to...
Not to let the side down. Learn that.
Yes. Lord Gilroy, it's been suggested to me that I should hold a party for the coronation to the people on my estate. Would you think that unwise?
Good Lord, no. Fosters the patriotic spirit. Oh, by the way, if you can't lay your hands on a marquee...
So the party would be here, in my house.
Here?
Yes.
Well, it's your funeral.
I haven't decided yet.
Then let me advise you. Keep your people in their place. You won't get gratitude. Don't have any notions about simple country folk. There's no such thing. Between man and his master, it's dog eat dog. And by God, I think they'll eat you up.
He's hungry, woman.
Wait,
Ah, for taters?
you've been too lazy to get nothing else.
Hazel. Dad? You going down home farm. I showed you the hole in the fence in the yard. Will you get in there and short me a dozen eggs in Squire's head house?
Yes, Dad.
Don't let no one see mine.
Go on.
Dad?
Oh, don't he stand there daydreaming. My belly's rumbling. Huh? Oh.
Morning, sirs.
Morning.
Morning. Nice day.
Yes, sir.
You're Sam, aren't you?
That's right, younger son.
Is your father in?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you've chopped a lot of logs.
Tain't always summer, sir.
Hard work. Someone's got to do it, sir. That's true.
Start coughing.
Good morning.
Oh, morning, sir. Morning, Mr. Rudd.
Oh, dear. I looked in to see if all was well. Evidently not.
Oh, no, sir, not with their chest. It's a bad rattle, that.
I'll send Dr. O'Keefe down.
Ah, no need to trouble yourself. It's very kind of you.
Oh, surely some medicine.
She take better than mine.
Very well. Is there anything else I should know about?
Well, since you've been asking, sir, it's only Come here, Joni. No need to be scared, Joni. The squire, he won't eat you. She's our Joni, sir, Zam's wife.
Hello.
She be expecting, sir.
Yes, quite.
'Twill be another mouth for our poor age to feed.
Dadn't be zizzes. Dadn't be violets.
Neither girl married, of course.
'Tis nature, sir. Nature. And now our age in bed with a bad cough.
If you don't want the doctor, I don't quite see what else I can do.
Well, if you could kindly see your weight lowering the rent, sir.
You pay next to nothing already.
That's too much to feed our hungry little uns.
And more to come, maybe. My girls is of a loving kind.
Mr. Rudd?
You've seen this family, Mr. Craddock. It's your decision.
Tell me, how many of you are there to work the farm?
3 boys and 3 elder girls. Well, they're not away thieving.
Oh, sir, what things say about us?
If 1 or 2 went away, you could still manage this farm.
When gentlemen like you say bad things about us, I mean, who will give us work?
Well, Sam seems to be a good worker.
Our old Sam, aye, just like his father.
Sam, do you want a job?
Job, sir?
A job, sir. Yeah, what would I do without me boy?
Well, you said you had too many mouths to feed and that you were overcrowded.
Yeah, but that's true enough, sir. Now, build
Sam,
the rent.
I've got an empty cottage down by the mere. You and your wife could live there. Do you want it?
He couldn't afford it, sir.
Rent-free. It goes with the job. Forester.
Forester?
Hard work. Cutting logs, replanting, keeping poachers away.
Poachers, sir. Me.
Yours if you want it.
Johnny?
'Twill be a great sacrifice for me,
You'll
sir.
have 3 less mouths to feed. Sam will get a house as well as a wage. I'm sure you can all manage then.
Oh, I say thank you, Sam.
Thank you, sir.
I know about our rent, sir.
Well, let's see how you go. For the time being. Hmm?
For the time being, sir. Perhaps you'll give it your kind consideration later.
Mr. Rudd will make the arrangements. Good day. I wish you better, Hazel.
Yes, you come and see me.
Good bull he be.
Hazel, come here. As soon as they're away, you don't long get them eggs. Making he keeper, Sam. Why, it is like putting Satan on guard at the gates of heaven.
At this very moment, Tamer is laughing his head off at you.
Very likely.
I know you're trying to do good here.
I'm not trying to do good. I just want to be fair.
I've always been fair.
You think I made a mistake about Sam Potter, don't you?
It's your decision. But once again, you've got a bankrupt estate on your hands.
I know, and I know that it's only your experience and devotion that will save it, John.
Yeah, well, it's a pity the Lovells didn't realize that. Then they wouldn't have gone and ruined the place.
Talking of the Lovells,
Yeah?
whatever became of them all?
At the devil for all I care.
Wasn't it their daughter I once met?
Well, Grace?
Yes.
You met Grace Lovell? Ah, yeah, when you first come down here. You thought she was a ghost. Strange animal.
Oh?
Appears, disappears. Well, you might well have taken her for a ghost.
Where does she go to?
I don't know. Why?
Oh, nothing. You make her sound mysterious, that's all.
Do you know of any young lady who goes off on her own? To London and Brussels, Paris? You hear of any young lady go to meeting with quacks? Talking about insane things?
What insane things?
Well, I don't know. What do cranks talk about? Feminism? Theosophism? Wouldn't put it past her to dabble in socialism.
Good Lord.
And the Lord only knows where she is now, or what she's up to. You sound very interested in Grace Lovell.
Oh, don't be silly. You mentioned the Lovells, that's all.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Damn your eyes, you spavined, knock-kneed son of Belial! Damn your blasted guts!
Need any help?
Damn it, hell, no! Augustus Bull, parson of this parish. Who may you be?
Paul Craddock, how do you do?
Ah, the new squire, eh?
Yes. I really must apologise. We ought to have met before.
Thought it was for my place to come, eh?
Good Lord, no. Why should I?
Well, you own the living. Wanted me to know it?
Please, Parson, I beg you to understand. I really have been terribly busy.
Not a churchgoer, aye.
Well, to tell the truth, no.
Look at thee. You're like a boy caught scrumping apples. I'll make a churchgoer of thee.
Would you? Well, it's nearly lunchtime. Why don't you come up the house?
Well, just a bone to gnaw, that's all I want.
Good.
Clarets the stuff, red meat or what, I don't care. What one? Cat's piddle. Good. Good. No man having drunk old wine straightway desireth new, for he saith the old is better. Luke 5:39. I'm no long no scholar, but I knows that one, eh? From now on, he comes to church of a Sunday.
I shall, Parson.
Shall? Shall? Won't do, lad. Damn it, I don't care if you're heathen. You're the squire. You must set the example. This Sunday, read the lesson.
Yes.
And what about hunting? Will he miss that too?
Oh, I'm not that much of a heathen.
I hunts 3 times a week in season. I have a big parish. Keeps me busy, confound it. No curates. He scares them all away. But you'll find me every day on horseback, whipping in the backsliders, finding husbands for maids with bastards in their bellies, and still time to hunt 3 times a week.
I wanted to ask.
Don't forget the cubbing in September. An 8-month cub's not strong, but he's sly, sly. Give the young hounds a run. Teach them the scent of a fox. Give them blood. Rat me, they must have blood, eh?
Yes, I'm sure. Parson, I'm trying to decide whether I ought to hold a supper dance on coronation night.
Eh?
A sort of housewarming.
Hey, housewarming for the gentry.
No, the tenants' staff.
The eye polite.
Yes.
Don't give him anything but cider, mind. No liquor. Takes a gentleman to hold his liquor.
Then you approve?
To give me a chance to tell some of the damn heathen ruffians to come to church of a Sunday, or be cursed to hell from my pulpit. Damn me, yes!
We have a list of volunteers to mind babies, so please do come.
Baby minders? You think of everything.
Well, you have to be practical running a farm.
Do you help out of doors, too?
Oh, yes.
You're a paragon.
What does that mean?
Perfect.
Silly. Slacker,
Sorry.
sign these.
Thank you.
Oh, did you tell Mr. Rudd that we'll be needing his office for the cloakroom?
Yes, he's got to leave early that night. He's going to Spithead to see his son in the Naval Review.
Roderick, well, I've seen him. He's a bit of a masher. Oh, I told Mrs. Hancock we'd be needing the room upstairs for the ladies' cloakroom. That blue room's best.
Yours to command, Miss Derwent. There. I've finished.
I just got my last one.
Why don't I mark off the ones I've already done?
Oh, I'll do it.
Well, I've done from there to there.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. You've done very well. I'll just finish off my last one.
Then I'll drive you home in the trap.
Thank you.
Hold your arms out. Right out.
This dude damn small.
Won't show in your best suit.
Look at this. I'll choke to death.
Not if you keep your head up. High time you did, Martin Codsall. You don't live up to our station.
Just drink glass of blasted cider with squire.
Shh. Language. It'd be supper and dance. A ball, you might say. And you be grateful to Agnes Matthews for getting this in first. Otherwise, you might have lost a day going into Paxtonbury.
Traveller said it'll last for years. Oh, Mrs. Codsall, I'm so excited.
Mr. Craddock has done no less than his duty.
Arthur and me think 'tis real nice of him.
You know, he's not a real gentry.
Arthur says he's a decent young man and we should make him welcome. Miss Flowers wants me to make up a new frock for her and I'm busy enough already making up one for myself.
Minnie Flowers? From the Raven, he's never invited her.
Everyone's got invites, far as I know.
Well, I don't think it's right. People like us shouldn't be expected to mix with anyone.
It is the king's coronation. We're all his subjects.
Some be different from others, Mrs. Pitts. Hope he hasn't asked them potters, the lowest of the low.
You got that cottage fixed up fair treat, mister? You got me to thank for that job, mister. You Mr. Craddock like this? Only I'm one on top.
Reckon so, Dad.
Oh, so you're off to home of your own?
About ready to go. Lucky I won this at the fair.
I got no mattress, though. There's not much room left on the cart.
That's last bundle, Smut.
I've just been telling this boy he better show gratitude, eh, Smut?
Oh, well, he can now, can't he, eh, Forrester?
Well, there's some rare pickings out them there woods.
No.
Hey, what's that?
What'd he say? I said no. Not anymore.
Not any... Why not?
'Cause I says so.
You?
And me.
What do you want to open your mouth for? I never heard 2 words out of you.
That Mr. Craddock's been good to us.
After all I've done for thee, do you stand there now and say you's a boss's man now?
Earn my pay, Dad.
Would you run me in?
Oh, don't come my way, Smut. And don't he come out along.
You take the bread out of our mouths?
No, Dad. Plenty of birds up in Lord Gilroy's coverts. You stick to them, and maybe I'll come with thee. Be off now. Come along, Jody. Thanks for the help, Dad.
Bigger me! Who'd have thought it?
Then that Craddock's not as green as he's cabbage looking.
Edwin, I've got to get back to school and Eleanor's not home yet, so there's your lunch.
Thank you, sister. We thank thee, O Lord, for thy most precious gift.
And look at these. Mr. Edwin Willoughby, and one for me, Miss Mary Willoughby. I expect Eleanor's be with yours.
Yes, granddaughter. It's on a Saturday.
Oh, it'll be such fun.
If they're gone after midnight, it'll be a breach of the Lord's Day.
Oh, you. Oh, there'll be a note with mine. Mr. Craddock wants me to play piano. Oh, I'd love to.
Eleanor went to the village.
Yes.
When's she back?
Oh, I expect she stopped for a chat with someone.
Just in time. Look at that rain. Oh, the fireworks dry.
All safe.
Oh, these summer storms soon pass. We'll have to wait here till it stops, though. Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Your leg hurt?
A bit. Perhaps it's the rain. Like rheumatism.
Just come and sit down. Oh, it's better. Oh. It never seemed real to us here. The war.
Oh, I hope it never does.
Hmm?
War.
You're in quiet now.
Lovely.
Like music.
The rain.
Listen.
Claire. Oh, Claire, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
It's not all right. I behaved like an absolute cad.
It wasn't your fault.
I took advantage of you.
Paul.
I'm not trying to make excuses, but you're so pretty.
Paul, please don't make it worse.
I'm trying to tell you what happened.
Oh, it takes 2 people to kiss.
The man is always responsible.
You're so soft.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You haven't had much to do with girls, have you?
Well, to tell the truth, no, but surely we're both in the same boat.
Yes, but girls are born knowing.
Knowing what?
Knowing how to get a man.
I started it. The rain started.
Oh, you're so innocent. All these weeks I should never have been so forward with you.
You haven't been.
All the opportunities I gave you, you're bound to do it sometime. Well, how do you think people get married round here?
Married?
You thank your lucky stars it didn't go no further. Otherwise you'd been in the cart, wouldn't you? Honourable young man like you. I've said it now.
Oh, Claire, don't cry,
Will
please.
you leave well alone?
I don't care what you say. I still think an awful lot of you.
Do you?
You're about the most honest girl I've ever met.
Oh, it's nice to know. Rain stopped. You're still a free man.
Put them down there for the time being. Come on in the drawing room. I'll ring for some tea.
No, thank you.
Oh, Claire. You've had a face like a fiddle all the way home. You're not still upset, are you?
No, I've got to go and talk to Miss Hancock about decorations.
Yes, of course. I'll see you later. Oh, Miss Lovell.
Is there something amusing about me that I haven't noticed?
No, it's just that you have a way of materializing, like a ghost.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the screen. I was just passing and I called on an impulse.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Your housekeeper insisted that I wait.
I'll ring for some tea.
Not now. The rain stopped. So you bought it?
I thought you would have been at the auction.
But why? I couldn't afford to bid.
It's for you.
Oh, Mr. Craddock.
I knew you wanted it. I'll have it sent over.
Well, how much was it? I'll send the money as soon as I
Please.
can.
It's a gift.
Thank you.
Are you coming to my party?
I might.
Please do.
Or I might not. I go away, you know.
I know.
As often as I can, which means whenever wealthier friends invite me.
Will your parents be coming?
Oh, my father will not be coming.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. He's away. The family pays him an allowance to keep him at a safe distance. It enables him to drink his way through the resorts of Europe.
Oh, how sad.
Oh, not for him. He's one of those wastrels who don't suffer for their sins. Others have to. My mother did. She died. Of course, my stepmother will come.
Oh, I haven't met Mrs. Lovell.
Oh, you will, poor man.
I'm sure it'll be a pleasure.
If Ralph Lovell hadn't died before we married, I would have been the lady of the manor. She considers that any successor of his should put me in that place.
Well, at least I'm warned.
Yes.
You don't seem much constrained by family piety.
Towards my father and stepmother.
And the Lovells generally.
Ah, the Lovells. Can you blame me? I don't suppose you've had a look at that yet.
Well, I kept those books. Some of them look rather good, but I haven't had a chance to sort through them yet.
Ooh, for shame to neglect your spiritual welfare so. Take a look.
Huh.
The Lovell Family Bible in every sense of the word.
Good God. Oh, Miss Lovell.
It's all the work of the man who was to have been my father-in-law, Sir George Lovell. A typical Lovell, I assure you. But no, go on. I insist. If you act as if you're in the presence of a lady, I shall never talk to you again. You're looking at the daughters of some of your tenants. Girls who knew their duty in the good old days. Some took money, it was needed. Some were afraid their fathers would be turned off the estate if they refused. And perhaps some did it out of contempt.
Contempt?
He was no worse than other men. But... I must go. Thank you for the screen.
Not at all.
Paul, I must go home. I promised my mother.
Yes, of course.
I didn't know Miss Lovell was back. Grace Lovell, I just saw her go.
Yes, she came about the party.
Is she going to come?
I don't know. I imagine not.
'Tis pity Squire couldn't have had his party on Coronation Day.
No, Mr. Craddock said he wanted everybody to have Coronation Day.
Aye, when you're on the land, you don't get much time to see your friends, visit relations.
Enjoying yourself,
Oh,
Matthew?
just wonderful, Mr. Craddock. It's a proper job.
Oh.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid I'm not too used to dancing.
Well, nor am I.
I think you're very good, Mr. Craddock, considering your leg.
Well, the doctor did tell me to exercise it in moderation. I think we're going to have a lemonade, shall we?
I only hope King Edward puts that German Kaiser in his place, that's all.
Free trade, man.
He's only younger cousin, that Kaiser. He should be put in his place, that's all.
Free trade amongst the nations, Mr. Hancock. Prosperity, no more wars.
Ah. That's the way it
Listen, son, when your nip is born, you ain't run Craddock to stand godfather. That way you get free eggs and milk the rest of your life.
Reckon I'll do that, Dad.
We'll run out of plates unless we get some washed up, Mrs. Hancock.
Miss Derwent?
I'll get some plates washed up for you.
Oh, thank you.
Claire, may I have the pleasure of the next dance?
Thank you.
I haven't had the chance to talk to you since it began.
I've been busy too.
Going well, I think.
Oh, I think so.
Claire, you're not still cross with me, are you?
I told you, there's nothing to be cross about.
Only I haven't seen much of you since.
Well, last-minute preparations. Oh, Mrs. Hancock's a good enough soul, but she do need someone by her.
Yes, of course. I say this part is all you're doing.
Oh, no.
Yes, yes, it is. I really do appreciate it. Hello, Agnes.
Oh, hello, hello. There's a pair of lovebirds if ever I saw one. Oh, Edward, do love.
I know, I saw him, my dear.
Hello, Mrs. Pitts.
Evening. Why, Claire, what a lovely dress. Don't you look beautiful, Mr. Craddock?
Yes, absolutely stunning.
Your room's upstairs, Mrs. Pitts. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
I should have mentioned it before.
What?
You do look stunning.
Oh, thank you, but you don't have to say that.
I've taken the liberty of helping myself, Mr.
Well,
Craddock.
it's Liberty Hall tonight, Doctor.
Excellent party, excellent
You
party.
have Miss Derwent to thank for that.
Oh, no.
Yes. She's my guardian angel. Claire, I really must talk to some more people. Would you receive anyone else that might arrive?
Of course.
See? I'd be lost without you.
Who wants ice cream? Come on, get it in before it all melts. Even I'd be melting. Ice cream, anybody? Come on.
Come on, Mother.
Come on, children.
What's it going to be? Am I going to have a boy or a girl? Oh, tell us.
It's best not to know the future, my dear.
Oh, be a sport, Mother.
Don't you be disrespectful, maid.
Well, I can tell your Violet's future in about 9 months' time.
Come on, what, Pascal? You're not here for a rest.
A man's got to get his breath back.
Come on.
Oh, Mrs. Hancock, have you seen my Eleanor?
No, dear, I've been too busy.
Or will we must go back?
Oh, Edward, look at her. Receiving guests to the manor born.
There's your pride, woman. Unpaid labor, that's all it has been.
Won't be labour in vain, dear. Didn't you see him when they danced? 'Tis as plain as the nose on your face. I'm glad we brought our Claire up like a lady. She could marry the highest in the land and not shame him.
Land to use for her bread.
It's the mother I can't stand. Who does Miss Derwent think she is, I'd like to know? Giving herself airs, smirking. She were milking cows when I were receiving a young lady's education. And she's got no cause to be proud of the way that Claire of hers has been carrying on either. It's common talk. That girl's been coming to the all hours, gallivanting off in his trap all day. Oh, once they were seen coming out of a barn together. That girl's been up to no good.
You're what Pasco's in the barn! Hey, you wait your turn! I'm older than you are!
Claire, can I have the next dance when you come down?
Why not?
Go away! Go away, you greedy little thing. I don't want to talk to you.
Hello, Rose.
You look lovely in that frock.
Well, I think it suits me.
It suits you? Well, you should hear what everyone's saying. And about you.
Me?
You and Mr. Craddock.
People.
Well, I only hope he appreciates you.
Well, he did say something.
I should jolly well think so. He was doting on you in that waltz.
Oh, silly.
Will you be the biggest fool on earth if he lets you go?
Rose, will you stop romancing?
He said something, hasn't he?
No.
Well, he will. You looking so lovely tonight, I bet.
No.
I bet he's sixpence.
Rose. Well, he has asked me for another dance.
You up then?
Night train. Going well?
Yes. Give my regards to your son. I hope to meet him soon.
Thank you. You seen a lot of the Derwent girl?
Claire?
People talking.
Talking?
See the mother's face, like a full moon. And all the other women, matchmaking.
Good Lord, what nonsense. Claire's been a great help.
Yeah,
but
well, I just thought I'd tell you, that's all. See you on Tuesday.
Good night.
Sir, Mr. Craddock, I thought you'd like to know.
Yes.
Paul?
Miss Derwent, will you do me the great honour of dancing with me?
Why not?
Ah, Grace, my dear.
Dreadful little man.
I've just been having such a nice talk with Mr. Craddock.
I'm sure you have.
Before anybody else claims you, Miss Lovell, may I have the pleasure of the next dance?
No. No, thank you. I don't wish to dance.
Please do sit down.
It's rather stuffy in here.
I think one has to endure the smell of tenantry sometimes. Don't you, Mr. Craddock?
Would you care for a breath of fresh air?
Why not?
Splendid. Good Lord.
It's Gilroy.
Oh, my gracious, how wonderful.
Ah, here you are. Miss Lovell, I believe.
Lord Gilroy.
Delighted. And Mrs. Lovell.
My lord, we haven't had the pleasure of meeting you since the last hunt ball.
Yes, delighted.
What a pleasant surprise. I thought you'd be in town.
We're going up on the night train on our way from Colonel Mayhew's, so we look in.
Delighted.
As a peer, you'll be at the Abbey for the coronation in your coronet and robes.
Yeah, that sort of thing. No trouble, I see.
No.
Give them time when some of them get at the drink.
I'm not worried.
Couple of your keepers handy, deal with any trouble.
My keepers are all off duty.
Really? Do you mind another piece of advice?
No, not at all. I am a newcomer.
Let this be the first time and the last.
Last?
Tenants in your drawing room, labourers.
It probably will be.
Good.
But Lord Gilroy, I shall always choose my guests as I think best.
There are things one doesn't do.
I am master on my own land. These are my guests. By invitation.
I see. Well, if this is the way we need to go on.
I can only see 2 ill-mannered people in my drawing room. 2 or 3.
Be on my way. Mrs. Lovell, Miss Lovell, good night.
Bravo.
Now I feel like a breath of fresh air. Please excuse me.
Them girls is eating and drinking fit to burst. You'd think there was a friend there was going to be none left, but there's plenty for all. I keeps on telling them there's plenty, Miss Derwent. Miss Derwent, maybe you could go in and help me roast them out. It's not fair that I should do everything. I cat is here for me as well. Miss Derwent, I want...
I trust you enjoyed my stepmother's conversation.
Yes.
And I imagine it went much as I predicted.
More or less.
Well, I had to put up with Mr. Crisp. You had to put up with her. I'm sorry. Manners are not my strong point.
That's all right.
You ought to know I didn't much want to come here tonight.
You wanted sufficiently enough for you to be here now.
Oh, my stepmother can wear down granite.
Remarkable woman.
You won't have to stand any more of her. I'll tell her I'm tired and make her take me home.
You're rather hard on her.
You don't have to be charitable to her or me.
I thought she was rather sensible.
In what respect?
Well, she suggested that it would be appropriate for you to become, as indeed you should have been, the lady of this house.
I can hardly claim the right to such a position.
But you would not dismiss the idea.
It doesn't arise.
It might, if you were prepared to consider myself.
Don't be so stilted. It makes you sound pompous, and it's cowardly.
I'm sorry.
Don't you feel degraded to be maneuvered by a woman like that?
It happens to be towards something that I very much want.
Oh, you are an odd fish. This is a proposal, I take it?
Yes. I would like you to consider the advantages of marriage with me. I'm being stilted again, I'm sorry.
Only the advantages? Don't you care if I love you or not?
Well, love didn't come into it with the last man, you told me.
Oh, if I ever marry, it'll be for reasons of my own that the unfortunate man may live to rue. You don't know me at all.
That doesn't seem to matter.
I see.
Could you possibly think it over? I know I've been pretty inept.
No. No, very nice for the first time. It is the first time?
Yes.
5 minutes ago, I might have given you short shrift.
5 minutes?
Well, Lord Gilroy's a monarch in this county. Mr. Craddock, as a well-bred young lady, I would deem it improper to give you an answer. After all, I must consult my dear stepmama.
Of course.
And even my dear papa, if she knows his whereabouts. But then we know what their answer will be. And when the fancy takes me, I can be an obedient young lady.